it's Tony with lidl.doodle. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Hey, we are heading into the fourth quarter of 2025. How are you feeling about that? October is always a very reflective month for me. It's my birthday month, and it's, the start of school's kind of calmed down, and I'm just thinking about how do I want to finish the year. So I just thought I would share what my fourth quarter journaling plans are and do just a couple little flip throughs. If you've been following along, I finished my floral notebook. So I'll kind of share a few pages out of that and how I finished up and what my thoughts are about a new art project and just kind of what I'm going to do for my journaling. I watched this podcast this morning where she was talking about like January, typically being the time for resolutions or plans or whatever, and that really the sweet spot is October. And that resonated with me quite a bit because October is a really reflective time for me. School's calmed down. I'm in the swing of a routine. It's my birthday month, and especially this year, I'm done with 50. I get to turn 51 in a couple weeks, and I don't know if you've kind of gone through like that midlife time. There's some feelings about that, and I'm just kind of like processing that. And so I'm going to just really lean into my journaling for just processing all of that about, the next chapter of your life and if reinventing or starting new things or what you want out of that next chapter that you get to be in, hopefully. So first thing I want to share is, let's see, so I'm adding and subtracting a couple of things for this last little quarter of 2025. I'm leaving a couple of things behind, not unfinished, but just kind of letting go, because isn't fall a time to just be okay with letting things go, right? So we picked up these two little leuchtturms. Well, it came in a pack of 3, but I gave Doug one. So these 2 were mine. And the fun thing, and I have some other ones of these, but the fun thing is that they're set up so they're vertical. But you can use them vertical or horizontal, but like the page number is down here. So I decided that I wanted to start like kind of like a devotion, prayer, manifestation, dream little notebook to put quotes and thoughts and just journal my thoughts, where I have like my vomit journal where I put all my thoughts. I just wanted to, what if it's not an thought, it's just a thought. I thought I need a place for that. So I decided to set this little guy up for that. So I set up that little front page. Oh, I think I'm backwards, you guys, sorry. Anyway, and yeah, so I've been just playing along with doing that and writing out quotes and thoughts. Let's see if I've got one that's cool. Like here was just a Bible verse that was on my mind for that day, and then I did some florals at the bottom. So anyway, I love making my journals aesthetic. But here's my dilemma. The lovely thing about working or living with a leather worker is that I can say, hey, I have these new journals. Can you make me a journal cover? And as long as, we're not too backed up with orders, I get whatever I request. So I asked Doug for just a cover, with the strap like I have with my bullet journal. And I said, the yellow is for fall. I picked the yellow leuchtturms for fall. This is kind of my fall journaling, and I'm going to give you some fall colors. And then he made me 2. And now I have to pick. So my first option is this lovely green with a yellow tab and an orange elastic band on the outside. And then he did a yellow elastic band on the spine. And I love my greens. So I was looking at this and I was like, okay, this is definitely a contender because how cute, right? The yellow with the green. Then he busts out this one. And this one is this really pretty kind of orangish yellow leather with a dark brown tab and a yellow string and then an orange string on the spine. So how cute is that? So I have been filling up how much this journal? Like this much of this journal already without having a cover because I can't decide. And I thought, okay, well, when I do my journal video, I'll just put it out there. Like, which one should I pick? You guys tell me. I love them both. And I feel like it would be too greedy of me to say I'm going to keep them both. So because we are trying to make inventory for the upcoming pen show in February. So I feel like that would be unfair to Doug if I said I'm going to keep them both. So anyway, I can't decide. I love the green, but I don't have, I mean, I have green covers, but I don't have a cover this green. And I don't have this kind of orangey yellow. And I really like this. So anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts. Which is your favorite? So that's my, just kind of my thoughts, my reflections, my prayers, my hopes and dreams for the fourth quarter of 2025. The next thing that Doug actually surprised me with, he made himself one of these and in a different size, and he loved it so much that he made me one. And this is just a little field notes cover, but look at this leather. It is so fun and so pretty. He also sent one as a gift to one of our best customers who has bought I think he's bought 10 covers or something like that. So he made one of these for him, and I've got, and he did this little cute stamp in there. So I've got 2 field notes, and what I decided I'm going to do for this is we are planning out our 2026 pen show circuit. So I've got the pen shows listed that are possibilities for us to go to, which ones that we are going to commit to, because just part of that renewal of this last quarter, thinking about what we want for 2026. And we really want to make this a priority for our life outside of school, really, and make this be Doug's full-time thing like I've talked about before. So this will be kind of my planning, what are our dreams for this? What are our hopes for this? What are our plans? The logistics, but also the dream big, I've been listening to some podcasts, you guys, so don't mind me. All right. And then I've got my bullet journal. And I'll do just a quick little flip through to show you how I set October up. And maybe that will inspire you with some ideas. I don't know. Let me flip the camera and I'll talk about it and show you. And then I'm going to ask you if you would do it with me, maybe I would do it too. So if that makes sense. Okay, before I get into my bullet journal, I will show you my newest fun desk accessory in honor of Halloween. I got, this guy sits up against it, and these little skulls. So it's a little graveyard scene for Halloween. I thought that was so cute. So that is now an addition to my desk. He's so grumpy, but I just thought that was super cute. All right, so for October, one of my favorite things to do in front of every month is to come up with just some pages where I'm just doing some art, that transition. So on this side, I just had a blank page and I used some fountain pen inks. I took a lid and I just did some random circles or half circles to create all the different sections. And then I just did fountain pen ink as watercolor, and then I just waited for that to dry and just went over and did some Zentangles in there. And I like the way it turned out, and I love the fall aesthetic of that. I didn't really want to do anything big on this page, so I just did a quote about fall. This page, if you've been around, you know I love doing mark making pages. This is something I do with my students, and I have kids tell me just how much they love it because it's so accessible. It's literally drawing shapes and layering, and doing some accents with black. So this, I just love filling up pages with this because it's really calming to do. It's really relaxing, and it just turns into such a pretty kind of fun little abstract page. This side, I had a bunch of fun paper at work that I was gifted from a neighbor, and so I give it to my students to use for collaging and whatnot, and I also use it. So I pulled out some pages and ripped them up, and just did a little fall collage. And then here's just my standard monthly spread. I had some leftover stickers. You guys have been really good. I have not ordered any stickers for so long, but I did go through and find some old ones. This was just some fountain pen ink that I just spread with a water brush and wrote on top with one of my thicker fountain pens. Now this next page was a lot cuter in my head. So I watercolored a page and then Zentangled it and then chopped it up and then glued it. And the vision I had in my head was a lot cuter. So this was, I don't want to say it's a throwaway page, but it's like, I don't like it, but I'm not going to tear it out because whatever, it's not that deep. Here is the page where I'm going to record what spooky movies we watch in October. We started a list and shared it with my two stepdaughters, and so far we have a list of, I think it's up to like 160 possibilities. So whenever we are like, oh, let's find something to watch, and we don't really want to look that hard, we just pick something off that list. So we've kind of already started, but we haven't got to like the legit spooky movies. So that's where I will jot down the movies that we watch in October. And then these two pages, if you are familiar with Inktober, that's just this little thing. It's not really like maybe it's a challenge. I don't know what he calls it. Anyway, they put out a list of prompts, and it's just to kind of get people drawing, doodling, whatnot. I have started this like probably 3 times in past years, and it just never stuck. But I thought, if nothing else, I will just jot down the prompts in here. And I guess I have, just a minute to decide before it's October 1st if I want to do something like this. This page, October journal prompts. So there's somebody on Pinterest, and I don't know who it is because it seems like it comes from different places. But they post like a monthly idea of journals, and then the W is write, the PH is a photo, the D is draw, and so it's like do a photo of your favorite costume, draw carving a pumpkin, write a free write, etc. So you kind of get it. So I actually have done this successfully quite a few times, and I came across it again on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that, and so I jotted it down if this is something that I would like to take on for October. So these are the two things I was talking about. If somebody wanted to like be my Inktober buddy or my journal prompt buddy, I would totally link up with somebody. So this was just my last week's week. This, I decided I'm going to just do a little bit of tracking, and I'm gonna, I don't know, write a quote or do some doodling or something down here. But I don't want to say my goals, but my intentions for October is I want to create something every day. I want to focus on my breathing and my just centering, making sure my central nervous system is in a good place. I want to move every day, and whatever that looks like, it might be I work out, it might be I walk around the track on my prep period. I don't know, but I just want to move my body, and then I want to have some kind of like daily devotion or prayer or meditation or something along those lines. Maybe I should have called that one like mindfulness. So I don't want to like say it has to be a devotion or it has to be prayer. I just want to be more mindful in October, and I want to track that so I can see how I did. And then this page, I was listening to a podcast, and it had a professor on who talks about some activities she does in her classes about helping people envision and build the life they want to build. And she asks them these, I think there's 17 questions, and as kind of a like a letter to themselves, and then read it out loud, and then tuck it away and come back in a year and see, how things have worked out. And so it was a pretty cool podcast. I'll link it in the description because it's a Mel Robbins podcast. I just really liked it. I actually listened to it twice, and I had my husband listen to it. So I thought it was really a good listen about, in a time, I guess for me, when I'm getting to turn 51 and, I've been teaching for 27 years, you kind of go, what's next, right? And that's not to say that, I'm going to leave teaching or do some massive life overhaul, but, what are the hobbies I want to have? How do I want to spend my time, my energy? I've got about a year and a half before we're empty nesters. And so just really reflecting and thinking about what that next part of life is. Anyway, I'm going off. And then this is just my little week. I didn't put a lot of energy into this, as you can see, because I just didn't care that much for my week. I was just like, I just wanted to get it done so I could just move on with my other journals. And then finally, I'll just share a couple of pages. This felt so good to finish, you guys. So love how it got a little fluffy. And let's see, I dated it. So my very first one was on August 30th. And then this was like my test page. My last one was on September 28th. So I did a lot of florals in a month. But I just thank Carola so much for sharing her practice and being so open with her ideas and how to do this, and just the benefits of just being able to sit and play with colors and do different configurations. And you can see, like, I forgot to write down the pink up there. I pulled out so many samples, and I feel really good about how much ink I used that would have just been sitting in a sample vial. I love this color combination so much. This is so fall. Oh, I just love this. Love this one too. Aren't these colors just so pretty? Love this. I love this practice. So I was actually kind of sad when I finished it. I did this with an acrylic marker. So this is not fountain pen. I just had these at work and I was trying them out. They were, I got some new Sharpie acrylic markers that I wanted to try out. So I just threw that in there. But anyway, yeah, I was feeling kind of sad because I just loved doing this every single night. After I did my journals, I would just whip this out and do a few pages. I was doing this during my lunch, just if I was kind of feeling a little tense at work. I just whip this out, and yeah, so anyway, this is the finished product. I don't know, I have another one of these Hobonichi little A6 grid notebooks, and I might just carry on and do another one. I don't want to take on too much in October because I've actually got some other things that I'm going to be working on that I've committed to in my heart. And so I don't want to, when you you want to do something and you kind of are resistant to it, and so you find everything else to do besides the thing. I could easily see me doing another one of these as being the thing that keeps me from doing the thing. If you know what I mean, right? You understand. Oh, that says fall too. Love that. So anyway, those are my plans for October and the rest of 2025. I have not secured my journals or my planners for 2026 yet. In fact, I think tonight is the pre-order for the next Hobonichi drop, so I might snag one of those or a week's. But anyway, I'll do a follow-up video whenever I get 2026 figured out. For right now, I just decided that I need to kind of slow down and just calm down and think about how I want to finish this year before I get all hyped up about planning for next year. So anyway, if you have questions, put them in the comments. If you want to weigh in on the journal cover that I should do for fall, I would love to hear your opinion on the... Okay, so I'm not sure what happened. Like, my computer glitched out and my phone turned off, and I don't know, maybe we had some kind of electrical surge. Anyway, I was wrapping up. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you're having a great day, great week. I wish you all the best for October and a wonderful start to the month. I will try to get some more ink videos out here. I've got some great ones lined up and ready to go. Just need to have a minute to sit down and do it. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.